What's good, everybody? Lucky Lefty Podcast, Honora Boys. We are in the building and brought to you by Honora Whiskey. It is HonoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. And left, we got Labor Day coming up. We got
That's
college
right.
football starting this week. So please, if you're out there enjoying yourself, having a nice beverage, please make sure that you do it
Responsibly.
Let's get yeah. Lucky Lefty Podcast. I'm Sean Davis, SD2 Mics, that dude. The original Lucky Lefty himself, Malik Zaire. We're brought to you by Honora Whiskey. Why don't you subscribe to our YouTube channel? And right now, while you're watching us, hit that thumbs up. It helps with the views. Leave your comments, questions. We respond to all. Follow us on social media, X, TikTok, Instagram at Lucky Lefty Pod. And then tap in on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you can have all of our listening pleasures, the audio edibles each and every day, courtesy of Believe Network. And we are presented by FanDuel. FanDuel.com. Download the FanDuel app. I keep looking. Is there are they gonna creep it up a little bit more? It was at 19 and a half during the summer.
It might climb a little bit. I'm not
right
gonna
before
lie.
the end of fall camp, it crept up to 20 and a half. Can it get up to a full 21? Can Notre Dame go into that matchup September 6th in Lambeau Field as a 21-point favorite? Well, right now they're at 20 and a half over
Wow.
at FanDuel. FanDuel.com. That's 20 and a half against a real team.
Yeah, not Austin P.
Not against Austin P.
ITT Tech,
Texas State,
your hometown community college.
San
Jose State. Yeah, we playing a real Big Ten team that at one time was Big Ten champs. A couple years ago went undefeated and went to the Big Ten championship. A team with a lot of history. A team that you can't say, oh, you guys schedule weak opponents. That's not a weak opponent. They may be down, but they're definitely not weak. People remember the jump around.
Oh, facts. Today's show, we're going to talk about player floor and ceilings. If you missed it, it's out there on YouTube. Check it out. We talked about CJ Carr's floor and ceiling. We're going to talk about position floor and ceilings and player floor and ceilings. Then we're going to talk about the most important players to a title. The 5 most important players not named CJ Carr to Notre Dame winning a championship. And then we're going to have, for the first time in 2026, Malik, because they robbed us of Malik's 3 keys, the playoff version in 2026.
They robbed us.
We were supposed to have Malik's 3 keys CFP version. So you know what? We got you. Malik's 3 keys to winning a championship. His 3 keys to winning a championship, brought to you by Honora Whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. Give us your 3 keys for the Fighting Irish to bring home the first championship since 1988.
The 3 keys. I think the first key is to not take the foot off the gas. Teams that we're supposed to beat by 20 and a half, 30 and a half, 10 and a half, it doesn't matter. There's the games we're supposed to win, we have to win in style. That's the first key. We know, and it's no secret, that Notre Dame is supposed to run the gambit, regardless of what teams that we're going against in our schedule and where it's at and all of this. Nobody is thinking we're sneaking up on anybody. So because of that, we need to take on the personality of the bully. Yeah, we're 20 and a half. It might beat you by more. We're not hitting the under this year. Syracuse is a prime example. We hit 70 because we can. We can do the same thing to teams that we're supposed to blow the smithereens. So that's the first thing. Don't play for the under. The second thing, I think special teams will be a key, even in the playoffs. A Luke Tallick on punt. Maybe some more razzle-dazzle by Marty Biaggi. A consistent field goal game. Because that is something that we've been missing with good teams. Where we just have one-offs like, how did we miss that chip shot? How do we miss that 23, 43-yarder right in the middle? And it hasn't been as highlighted or made too much of a big of a deal because we've been blowing teams out. But that's something that is always going to come in clutch in the playoffs. We saw that with the Penn State game. We saw that with the Georgia game. Special teams. Kickoff, return, touchdown. The masterful coaching call on the fourth down to get us a first down. It plays a major part in significant games that we're going to be in. So the kick game's got to be strong. And these are minute things, but these are also the devil's in the detail. Because when you look at the overall picture, you're like, where can Notre Dame be wrong at? Where can Notre Dame be wrong at? You 2 or 3, 4 or 5 deep in every position. The main course is set. You got your turkey and gravy. You got your side little fish dish. You got all the main ingredients. But you always need what? A little bit of salt and pepper. You always need a little bit of little garnish. Some cilantro. You got the main stuff, but it's the little things that take it over the top. And special teams is something that needs to be elite. No more fair catch university. I don't want to see it anymore. No more fair catch. We try to take things to the house. I know the freshmen are going to be playing on special teams, but that needs to be a prime unit on kickoff. You're young, but we need you ready. The third thing, after special teams being on point and being elite, and us not playing the under because we're not sneaking up on anybody, take on that personality of being a bully. The last point is have a faster start, obviously. Let's not be the team, clearly, because we can't be a team to get better over the course of the year. People just don't respect that anymore. People don't respect you getting better as the year goes longer and longer, which I always thought was the goal. We have to be prime in our first game, I guess. Or people are just going to discredit us left and right. So, yes, we're not going to have the first 2 games starting how we started the year before. We almost have to be in national championship form the first game of the season because clearly nobody's giving us any slack. If we get better towards the end of the year, it doesn't matter. They're just going to point out anything they can. So we have to play through and through each game from the start to the finish. But I think with that, so it'll be a 0.3B, will be staying healthy. Now, I think our superpower, especially the championship year, was we had a lot of 1As and 1Bs. And some of it was because the 1As got hurt early, so 1Bs had a lot of experience to play. We even saw KVA in the championship game as a what? True freshman, redshirt freshman, young. But he had to play. So the things he learned in that championship game now, then, he's well experienced now. So there's no excuses. And that's what guys coming back. Even you talk about Traore. Traore was out early the year we went to the championship, where he was heating up. Remember, he had the pick 6 against Purdue. He had to sit out. Botello had to sit out. And the young guys stepped up over a course of like 9 games. They had a whole bunch of games to play, which benefited us in the playoffs, which made us stronger the year after. So I guess a 3C would be playing with identity. With all the riches in the world, we still need to have our one or two things that we're known for. As much as I would like to see a different guy go off every week, we had a lot of success with two guys, Jadarian and Jeremiah Love. I mean, and we still had a lot of guys. We had Aeneas. Aeneas had to take a back seat because we were so strong on the identity of our run game. Can that be the same for the pass game? I know we're looking for 6 to 7 receivers, but can we have one or two that just stand out? Because that just fits better for a guy like CJ. Yes, he's going to disperse the football, but his two main guys need to be his main guys. It'd just be hard, I think, to have Micah Gilbert have a 100-yard game, then next week Jaden, next week Plexico Burr's son, Elijah Burrs, then next week Devin Fitzgerald has a big game. I mean, that's great, but let's keep the identity of what we go to and stick to. Indiana won a championship running the same plays. Miami knew those plays and RPO throws were coming. But when things got tough, what did Indiana fall back on? Their best strengths. It was a good game to Indiana. I was like, you know what? Why are we go to these back shoulders? Let's go to these RPO post throws. That was it. That was it. We need to have the same kind of identity to fall back on and to use as our greatest strength. Because clearly, having the roster that we have, everybody sees us and says, wow, we got the quarterbacks, the running back, we 3 deep in running backs, 6, 7 deep at receiver. D-line got, 22 possible starters. Linebacker core deep as ever. Secondary, you don't even have to mention that. That's top notch. But even with the secondary, we always had our 1 or 2 guys. Benjamin Morrison, Xavier Watts, Leonard Moore. And that's with a Christian Gray. That's with a Jordan Clarkson. That's with a Ethan Long and a Talik and a Don. We knew who the guys were. Xavier was that dude. Benjamin Morrison was that dude. Leonard Moore is that guy. So it's possible to still have a strong identity defensively and offensively with other attachments. But the guys were the guys. We had a deep running back room last year. We have a deep running back room now, but we still use Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. There wasn't no mistaking about it. Other teams even knew. And then we sprinkled in everybody else, and that's fine. Guys got to learn to play their roles. Not everybody can be the Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So it's important for us to figure that out.
I love how you caught yourself and put the or. I love, see, your first mind was right. See, I know, low key, you are an MJ fan. Your first mind was right because you said MJ, then you caught yourself mid-sentence or LeBron James. I like you.
Look, we can't leave out eventually.
The truth comes out eventually. I know deep down, I know how you really feel. Lucky Lefty podcast.
I said it because of the shoes. You know, not everybody can have the Jordan shoes. You know?
I won't send the clip to I won't send the clip to Clutch. I won't do that.
Not everybody can have the Jordan shoes. There's only one Jordan shoe.
I would never knock your hustle. I would not stop your check from coming. I'm not going to do that to you. We'll just call it a Freudian. We'll just call it a Freudian slip.
No, we had to include my guy. But it's interesting because defensive secondary has always figured it out from being good and still having the main guys. When we had the Dante Vaughn, Troy Pride, Julian Love, what's his name? Forgot my guy's name. It's gonna kill me later.
People
but
forget how good Dante was before the injuries.
Right, but when Dante we had Vaughn that crew, really it was still Julian Love.
Even going all the way back to forget Lou Holtz. After Lou Holtz, that dude, Shane Walton, Cody Riggs. I think Cody Riggs was right before you, right?
Cody Riggs is nice.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of the pieces.
Kavari was nice.
Kavari was nice, but we still had a dude. So receivers should take on that same identity, right? The same identity the receivers take on. Yes, we got a Devin. Yes, we got Elijah. Yes, we got Jaden. Yes, we got Micah. But I guess Jordan Faison is still the number one guy. But we gotta push his numbers higher. I just want his numbers to be explanatory of a receiver one, not just he get his 600 or 700 and is the most talked about.
Man, if you still don't want to admit what is clearly evident, then that's fine. But we'll get to it when we talk about player floor and ceilings. We'll get to it. But that's Malik's 3 keys, brought to you by Anora Whiskey. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, bro. That's pretty good. They fulfill all of those things. Your list is not as long as the Wisconsin list to beat Notre Dame.
No, they named about 40 things, and then they can get to a victory. They can do all that in one game. They have to play a complete ball game from top to bottom, start to finish. Even halftime adjustments got to be on point.
So let's get to it, man. What do you think, or who do you think will be your top 5 outside of CJ Carr, the top 5 most important players or coaches? Let's open it up. The top 5 most important players or coaches to winning a championship. Let's get your 5.
Charlie Partridge. You got okay. Charlie Partridge.
I can see that.
Kedron, the way they talk about Kedron. I think Micah Gilbert. Micah Gilbert. I think Drake is still important. Drake is puts the whole thing together, but Drake is important. And lastly, I don't know, maybe Ian Premier. I don't know. I'm excited about our tight ends because they're underrated. They're not talked about enough.
That's something. I think with CJ Carr, I would put CJ Carr up there on the ledge, on the mantle, and I would put team health up there on the mantle as well. I'm going to start out with our tackles, our young tackles. Our young tackles are number 1. For me, the young tackles, number 1.
Well, young meaning two-year guys. I mean, they're not fresh.
Well, Will Black has never played a game at left tackle.
He's played, just not at left tackle.
But he's been in the system. I feel you. It's not like Anthony Knapp as a true freshman coming straight out of fall camp on the road to Texas.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's fresh out the different. Package.
No, Gerby Lambert played for the majority of the season at right guard last year. So the comfort level, I agree with you. Far more comfortable than what it was with Knapp and Pendleton going into that game down at College Station. However, it's still brand new starters at the tackle position. You talk about your floor for Duke and your ceiling for CJ Carr was high. It's high. He's a top 3 pick in the NFL draft if everything goes according to plan. Still it is so, right? But you really think about it, those tackles have to show up. They have to show up. And if those tackles can protect consistently, man.
I mean, we really liked our tackles with Riley Leonard, but remember the first couple games, they were struggling.
Yeah.
Half Riley, half them. But we swore we couldn't protect, but I don't think that was all on the linemen. But, we believed in them going into the season as young guys.
I agree. You said something. Charlie Partridge is number 2 for me.
Okay, yeah, he's my number 1.
Charlie Partridge is number 2 for me, right?
He just made too much noise not to be the most important stability of which direction we go. Because one, the D-line would probably rank 3rd out of the top 3 units on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary being first, linebackers, we were built back to front.
Yeah.
And Charlie coming in making so much headway with transfers, guys he brought with him, 5-star recruits, retention, guys buying in early. He said he hasn't been disappointed in 2 weeks. Total makeover for a guy who hasn't coached one down in Notre Dame football. And if he can be as hot as he was on the recruiting trail, that's the stability that will carry us through. Because we already know what we got with Drake. We already know what we got with KVA. We already know what we got with Leonard Moore and Adon and Tay and Christian Gray. We already know what we got.
I think he has an opportunity to become to Notre Dame what Larry Johnson has become to Ohio State.
Facts.
I really
I mean,
believe that.
Larry Johnson's been doing it for a while, and
I agree. That's why I said he has a chance to become.
I just want to see
right?
who's that Chase Young.
He. There we go. There we go.
Do
That's
we have that guy though?
Find that guy, right? Can Bryce be that? If he can turn Bryce into a Chase Young or one of the Bosa's, one of those types coming off the edge, or if Boubacar,
now, like
if Boubacar can do that in his senior year,
dudes,
bro, Bryce is just as physically gifted
as any of those. Joey Bosa.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 6'7", 260 moving like that.
I mean, Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa came on the scene hot.
Go watch the first half against Georgia. This dude hit the right tackle with an inside move. I was like, okay. Let me dig in a little bit. As I watched that game and I saw him making all these flash plays, this is where Charlie Partridge comes in. If he had Charlie Partridge coming out of that, I think we would have seen a much more considerable jump. I got petty yesterday after you left because I played a clip from Coach Ash, and I was like, I might be looking into it a little bit much, but he kind of alluded to that he's been happy with how the work ethic in the defensive line room has improved. And I was like, that sounds like a shot. It sounds like a shot at the previous coach. However, it might be accurate. I can't sit here and say
the previous coach is coaching linebackers now. He ain't even coaching D-line. He coaching linebackers in the league. So
that's fair. In hindsight, that's fair. But we can't sit here and act like his defensive line has not produced over the last 2 years.
They produce for how good we're supposed to be. I believe Charlie Partridge is going to take us beyond what we expected and bring out the best in what we bring out the best in the Bryce.
Yeah,
Bryce is good.
I think Bryce was able to flash because he was a situational player as a true freshman, which means it was all pass. He didn't have to think. Now becoming a full-time player where you had to sit there and think, is this pass or is this run? And now I'm not just focused on getting to the quarterback and using my athleticism. Now I have to anchor down. I have to set the edge. It's a lot. That was a learning process that he had to go through. And I think technically he wasn't as strong as he needed to be. I think what Charlie Partridge brings is the technical aspect of the game. And I think that
Charlie,
I agree with you.
Charlie can bring the best out of Bryce, considering he knows those little things. It's not a talent issue for Bryce. Like you said, he was a situational, pin your ears back, go get the quarterback kind of guy. But being an overall, all-around defensive end that can read the run, stuff the run, and then come on third down and get a sack or pressure the quarterback, all-around guy, I think Charlie Partridge has enough knowledge and know-how to get Bryce comfortable enough to buy in, to know what to look for, to know what to do, instead of, I think, more like you said, situationally, Al Washington was just like third down, work your move, get to the QB. But that's what he was asked to do. Charlie Partridge is going to ask for more because, one, we got a lot of guys who, unfortunately, somebody's got to be able to do all of it. It can't be necessarily broken up so much. We need to find our guys, our dudes. That cocoon process, turn them into butterflies.
I go from Charlie Partridge, and I'm a dude. I think the edges of both lines are going to be absolutely paramount. I talked about the young tackles. They're number one for me. Both edge rushers. Boubacar and Bryce got to show up. It's time to put up, bro. It's time to put up. And we could talk about pressures and, affecting the quarterback, getting them off their spot. No, in clutch situations, do what Miami did. They got CJ Carr on the ground. They didn't just pressure CJ Carr to close
They got
the
him on
game.
the ground, sure.
They got him on the ground.
Running for his life in some instances.
Absolutely. So I do. In clutch situations, you have to get the quarterback on the ground. Get him on the ground. Close out games. It's time for those two dudes to become those type of difference makers for this defense. Number 4 for me is Christian Gray. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He went back to 29.
He's in that talent column for me. Just a guy you need out there. He may not be the most talented or the best, but a guy you need out there. It's like him and Adon are kind of like, they just need to be there to make the defense feel whole.
He has a knack for making the clutch play.
Yeah, the ball comes his way in clutch situations.
It finds him in clutch situations. He can't catch the ball in any other situation for some reason. But in clutch situations, he has the ability to come.
Man, he'd be up there with Leonard in some of them stats.
Facts, if he could catch the ball. Absolutely. But what we've heard is that the transition to the slot has really been the best thing for him. It really has. And I think they found something in that USC game because he played more slot than normal because they had Leonard Moore moving around at different positions. And I think they saw the film and they said, okay, this might be better for him. He's been picking the ball off. He's been catching the ball in camp, but also a force coming up and playing the run. I like that. He's instinctive, right? He gets caught sitting down on routes. People have been able to get behind him for big plays. Putting him in the nickel gives him a chance to use that instinct a little bit more coming forward. So I like that. I think that was a great move, putting him in the slot. We didn't know how it was going to end up, but when you got Jaden Sanders, like you pointed out yesterday, you got 2 transfers battling it out. You got DJ McKinney for 1 season. You got Jaden Sanders for another 3. That field position is sweet, and we can't even. Dallas Golden is the backup. This goes to the roster depth, bro. Dallas Golden is the backup at nickel, which is crazy. It's crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, man, I think Christian Gray and Cooper Barkate, the best receiver for BYU is the slot receiver, and Malachi Tony. Christian Gray is going to be targeted against the best teams this year. He's going to be challenged, and he needs to come up big in those big moments, which he's been able to do. He absolutely has been able to do. And then number 5 for me, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. Our punting game was really good last year.
Yeah, really good. Well, we took a lot of chances punting game. Yeah,
this Scape kid is a dude. He's a big dude. Looks like a lumberjack punt, and he's booming punts at practice. Right? Can that transition? Because we've seen punters booming at practice, and then all of a sudden it gets to Saturday, and it's like, yo, what in the world happened? And then the place kicking game, I don't even want to.
We had him running around kicking.
We did.
Like, just let him kick regular. Jeez.
We had him trying to kick rugby style. We did. That was a mistake. I won't put that on him. However, I'm not even going to mention the names when it comes to place kicking and place holding, bro. Just get it done.
We had 2 dudes. We had 2 dudes hurt their hamstring. What was it?
Bro, we cannot. I don't even want to think about. It got to a point last year, bro, where I felt like we should have gone straight Madden. Wild style rules. Wild style rules, straight Madden, where you take everybody goes for 2. Everybody goes for 2. We're not bringing out the play. Nobody kicking an extra point.
We lost a lot of points just playing around with the field goal, just missing easy chip shots, and
Man,
it
that
was just more
USC game,
irritating than it was worrying.
dude, that USC game, this is like, don't even bring the kick out. Don't.
Yeah, it was like 3 in a row or something ridiculous. Like it was
crazy.
Like,
kept them in the game. Like Al Aquino said, just go for it, man. Just go for it every rip. Just go for it. So those are my 5. Those are my 5 areas or players that are essential to winning a title. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media at Lucky Lefty Pod, X, Instagram, TikTok, Believe Network. That's where you can get the audio edibles, courtesy of Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we are presented by FanDuel. FanDuel.com. Download the FanDuel app. Yesterday left. You missed some things from Chris Ash and Mike Denbrock. I want to give you an opportunity to really talk about what they shared with the media. And this was Chris Ash talking about Charlie Partridge, someone that you say is number 2 on your most important individuals to Notre Dame win the championship. This is what defensive coordinator Chris Ash had to say about the defensive line coach.
I would say the chemistry of the group has been exceptional. They really have bonded together. I think the players and Coach Partridge have invested a lot of time to get to know each other. That was really important in this whole process with basically a new defensive staff with all of them. But they've really taken to his coaching, and he's taken to them as players and being his own group. So it's been fun to watch the improvement and the progress and the work ethic those guys all have put in.
So you heard that? The improvement in the progress and the work ethic.
Yeah, but also I hope his work ethic and process has cleaned up too. Don't have them boys out there playing passive. I know you was trying to work your way in, but it's worked in. Let's see the result of what you was trying to do last year with more of your guys implementing what you're used to doing. I do want to see if the defense has bought in totally to what Chris Ash's scheme is. I know the coaches that he brought over has bought in and were bought in before. Those were just his guys. But can they put it all together? Because Al Golden had it rocking the second year and it was rolling after that. We remember the double safety blitz.
That double safety blitz was wild, right? And we had similar questions after year 1 about Al Golden. But the one thing I pointed out, Al Golden's defense never really struggled to tackle. And you never felt like Al Golden got blamed.
We struggled to tackle the backup running back.
That was a running joke for like 2 or 3 seasons. But this is my point. We never said that Al Golden was passing. We told him, whoa, stop being so aggressive.
That we were safeties from 12 yards deep. On third down, it was obvious. It was like, okay. I mean, I get going for it, but you going for it. He was never passing, though. But that was, his more aggressive style worked for what we were doing.
Yeah.
With the smaller D linemen we had, he had to shake it up, move the D line, blitz his linebackers more. That's what Jalen Sneed was, hopefully trying to come on. But with what we've done in a size standpoint in recruiting D linemen and getting D line transfers, maybe we do take a step back from such aggressive play calling, which I think Chris Ash was trying to do, but just didn't have all the players and coaches he needed to do that with. Whereas to now, I'm sure our size, I think our size will be comparable to just about anybody on the schedule for D-line. So 6'7" guys, 6'5", 310. We got the size. I think our size is comparable to most people in the country.
Yeah. When you think about it, man, it's really going to be intriguing. Because we're sitting here, and I think we're going to be sitting there saying, What's the difference? What's the difference? Like, we want to see the difference in the defensive line immediately. Like, the first drive for Wisconsin, like, we're going to be waiting for a tackle for loss, somebody to get blown up, pressure off the edge and the pass. Like, we want to see that right out the box.
Rush.
Right?
Rush. We want to see rush.
Absolutely.
Middle pressure. Ford getting home. Not so, not so much of even a blitz getting home, which needs to happen too. But I want to see the front four get home. The front four cause havoc like Clemson 2018. All four were all Americans.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Lucky Lefty podcast. So that was Chris Ash talking about that defensive line. And then we had Mike Denbrock talking about the young wide receivers in the wide receiver room. This is what he had to say, Left.
It's been a little bit of this guy this day, that guy that day. I like that we're developing some really nice depth there and some really quality go-to pieces when they're called upon. So, there's a good collection of a number of guys. I'd hate to just point out one or two guys, to be honest with you, because I really like what that room is doing. They've been on the grind and have been improving kind of day to day, and I like where the young guys are headed, and I think there's some quality depth in that room that's going to continue to be developed.
Tell me you like it, Left. I know the first part I know you didn't like. I know you didn't like the first part. You want to hear it again? Because I know that was something you talked about earlier in the show, like who's the guy?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of this guy this day, that guy that day.
I know you don't like that. I know you don't like hearing that. As soon as I heard him say that, I was like, Left's not gonna like that. Left's not gonna like that.
Because that only hurts Denbrock, because how do you call a game? How do you call a game when you're like, maybe he's hot today, maybe he's hot today, maybe he's hot today, maybe he's hot today? No. We should know every time going in, just like we did with Jeremiah Lovers-Darian. Those guys are going to set it off, kick it off, and when in doubt, we're going to them. Can he say that about receivers? I don't think so. Like he said, is one day Micah balls out, one day Elijah balls out, one day Devin Fitzgerald shows up, one day Jaden Grayhouse makes a reappearance. In game planning and in trying to win games, possibly in the clutch, possibly in a top five, a 2-minute or end of game situation, you can't throw the ball to 6-7 guys down the stretch. You just can't do it. I don't know where you can. We need to have the one or two guys where it's clutch, late game, end of half, get the ball rolling again. Who's going to start the momentum? Who starts the game hot? Those need to be identified. We can't go out there and put that on CJ to say, hey, get this guy 100 yards a day. Get this guy 100 yards a day. Because it's impossible to call plays like that on a consistent basis. So the scheme has to be there, right? The scheme has to be, okay, we love this two-man game with the running back Aeneas and our boundary receiver. Or CJ loves this 3-by where you have Bubba mixed in with a Mylan mixed in with a tight end or something. It's got to be something that we know and can go to. No different than what IU did. IU did such a good job of sticking and playing to their identity. Elijah Stewart on the backside, the tall white dude on the back shoulder to the field. That's what they did. And I'm sure they had other receivers, and they did that played a role. But when it came time to best plays available, we all knew what it was. Miami knew what it was and couldn't do nothing about it. They knew about our running backs, couldn't do nothing about it. And that's really where we failed at. If you would think about those first two games, we didn't give the ball enough to the guy that won the Doak Walker and was the first pick of the draft. And we lost the game.
Week 1, yes.
And we did that same thing in the championship game the year before. Lost the game. He had 4 carries in the national championship. So at some point, Denbrock was like, you know what? If we're going to lose, he's going to at least touch the ball 10, 12 times. Every time he didn't touch it at least 10, 12 times, we lost the game. And we had a more talented team, in my opinion. We can't have Jaden Grayhouse getting 4 catches in one game, 10 catches in another, 3 catches in another, 16 in another. That we need identity. We need dudes.
I agree with you, Left. I absolutely agree with you. Lucky Lefty podcast. That is something that's going to be an eyesore in a sense to look at if dudes don't emerge. Lucky Lefty podcast. So, Left, give me let's talk about the floor and ceilings. Floor and ceilings for the position rooms. What's your floor and ceiling for the offensive line? Your floor and ceiling for the offensive line.
Floor is, I'll start with ceiling. The ceiling for the offensive line is where top 5 in run and top 5 in pass. I think the floor is where top flight in one or the other. I think those floor is the young tackles struggling early or struggling in big games because they haven't had that experience. Ceiling, they come out looking like Joe Alden, Blake Fisher. They're second year, third year playing together. So the potential is there. It just has to be identified.
Yeah. Let's get to the floor and ceiling for the wide receivers. This is going to be interesting. What's your floor and ceiling for this wide receiver room? You just heard Mike Denbrock talk about one day is one person, the next day is somebody else.
The floor is us having all these guys and nobody that's CJ's number 1 receiver. We go by what Denbrock's saying. Oh, this guy had a good day one day. This guy had a good day one day. I don't think that's helpful for CJ, but the fortunate part is they're all talented enough to be productive. The ceiling is if we get the Brian Thomas and
Malik Neighbors.
The Malik Neighbors combo. 2,000-yard receivers. 2 first-round 1,000-yard receivers. In that room somewhere. That's the ceiling. Then we got to identify, those are CJ's guys. Maybe that's Faison and Jaden Grayhouse or Micah Gilbert and whoever, right? But that's the ceiling, is that we have identity to where we have 2 receivers, definite guys, definite stats that we could expect, definite go-tos for CJ that's familiar to the point where we might have a nickname for him. The 3 Musketeers or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know it's special. And I know there's somewhere in that room with all that talent that some 1 or 2, 3 guys can emerge. That's the ceiling for me. Because Denbrock, fortunately enough, has done it before.
Let me ask you a question. What is the 2014 Michigan game? Ev throws a pass in the corner of the end zone, and Will makes this crazy catch. And I think that was like, okay, this Will Fuller dude. Like, what is it? Because you said you saw it in Will early before he was even getting put on the field. What is it about certain guys? Because I think the guys you're describing might actually be in that freshman group. Like, we might be looking at the guys that play this year and want that type of dude.
Like
that
Devin
type. It might be Devin. It might be Caden. It might be, Braden Robinson, Bubba Frazier.
I forgot about Logan Saldate. He'd be popping in there, and I'd be like, who is that? I'd be having to look through the program. But Logan Saldate seems to be getting love in spots. So, I don't think we have built up enough credit in the receiver-quarterback relationship room to be having 6 or 7 guys getting off this year. I just
Yeah.
don't think that's, you're talking about a huge jump from not having a real main receiver just 2 years ago to having 6 or 7 guys, any one of those show out any given Saturday. I just don't think it works like that. They think it's a build up. Jawan Sider showed you. He said, "Yeah, I got a room full of great backs, but I'm only using 2." And I'm gonna squeeze the juice out of those 2. And he squeezed everything you could and got every reward and benefit from it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wanted to play Aeneas more and filter in Kedron and some spots and all of that. But the thing that made Sider so good is that he stuck to his guns. He said, "Yeah, even though we're whooping Arkansas, I'm still going to put Jadarian and Jadarian Price in. I'm still going to put him in, even though we whooping them. Even though the game is closed, those 2 are still getting the football." Can we do that with receivers? We did it with Will. It was Will and whoever we want on the other side. But Will was in there. Who is that guy for us on the receiver room? I don't even know.
Hey,
Who is
man,
the guy
look.
that has to be in there that regardless of what's going on, he's a main factor in the pass game? I don't think any of them has claimed that spot. And that's kind of weird for me, especially when your quarterback's supposed to be the Heisman. When I was there, it was Will and whoever else filtered in with that. And it made sense. I knew who to throw it to, who to go to. And I loved all my receivers. But I know Will had to be out there, and the receiver room knew it. It wasn't like Will surprised anybody. It was like, okay, if we're going to be good, Will's got to be a big piece of that. And everybody else contributing.
Low key, that trio of Will, Breezy, and CJ might have been the fast. That trio, that was the fastest trio of receivers that I've seen at Notre Dame.
Too. Torrey was fast as hell.
Yes. But
those 3, those are 3 fast dudes though. Like,
right.
We ain't had no collection of speed like that before. Or I mean, had a collection of speed like that since then.
Yeah. Yeah. At wide receiver.
I mean, I guess Miles, EQ, and Chase, but they never showed that on the field.
Yeah.
Will, Breezy, and CJ showed how fast they were on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, Will was Will. Breezy was Olympic type speed. And then CJ super fast. Like CJ Ford, especially when he went to running back, head and shoulders faster than any running back in the country. We saw that in the LSU game against a Jamal Adams, against a Jalen Collins, against a Arden Key. He was taking off. So speed was real when it came to that trio. Have we seen a fast trio like that on the field? Now, you look at the combine numbers, you would say, damn, y'all had EQ running 4.3, Miles running 4.3, Chase running 4.3. I didn't know that.
It didn't translate. It didn't translate to the field. Yeah.
You knew Will was fast watching practice. Watching one-on-ones. Somebody pressed Will. He threw it didn't matter who it was. He would just throw it as far as you can. I even got lucky enough to get a couple clips of throwing it as far as I can to Will. Where has that been, or who is those guys that can do that for CJ?
Yeah.
Is Jaden Greyhouse fast? I don't know. Is Micah Gilbert fast? I don't know. Last person we said was fast was Braden Lindsey. But we ain't had Kevin Austin wasn't fast necessarily. I'm afraid of the defense meaning the defense isn't afraid of none of the guys on the. Yes, they were good receivers, but defenses were afraid of Will. Defenses were trying to stop Will. That's a fact. Defenses have been focusing on receivers since Will. Loading the box. You knew Will was fast at a Dory clip because Adoree was fast.
Man,
But
he
Adoree
left-
looked slow
he-
going
he
against Will.
only- yes. Yes.
That's how you
And
knew
he-
Will was really
And he
fast.
had it pushing. He didn't even bump and run him.
It was off the line. Gone. He was
Dude.
gone.
It's a wrap.
So if we ever get Will type of speed on field in game, then now we're talking. But I haven't seen that since Will. So, DeVars wasn't necessarily fast. TJ Jones wasn't necessarily fast. I'm only using this when you compare it to Will because that man was fast. So wasn't nobody fast like Will on the field. But we had good receivers.
Dude, that Adoree Jackson clip is just
It just encapsulates what we're talking about. Go watch the Adoree film because Adoree was fast. Adoree was known
their
for being
fastest
fast.
player. He was known for being fast.
And then he saw Will, a real fast player. Adoree was fast. Will was real fast. That's what we got. We got a bunch. I'm sure we got fast guys in the receiver room. They couldn't have got to Notre Dame without being fast.
Yeah. Oh, I
But
agree with
who's
that.
real fast?
Right.
Do you think? All our guys are just playmaking, spatial awareness, got good hands. Devin Fitzgerald isn't fast. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not fast. See, okay. I'm comfortable enough to say I haven't seen any real fast dudes in the receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen fast. I've seen good. I've seen reliable. But which one of those is a threat? Like Will was a threat being real fast. That's an honest evaluation.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of our guys can get open in some way. We got route technicians, which we didn't have, right? We didn't have a bunch of route technicians before. Didn't have a bunch of, we had possession receivers in a sense, big, tall, catch it in traffic, catch it at the high point type of guys. But we ain't had it's just so funny thinking of that clip because they shook hands before the first play.
They sure did. He walked up, shook his hand.
And then burnt him. That's real fast. That was
What do
in
you
20.
think about? Go ahead.
That was in 2015. So
What's up with the running backs? What's their floor and ceiling? I'm interested in this. This is
the
on your boy
floor-
Jawan's side. I think the ceiling is on Jawan's side.
the ceiling is on what Jawan wants to do.
Yeah.
What does Coach Sider want to do? Is he going to stick to his tried and true method of just playing two guys? He did that at Penn State. He did that at Notre Dame. Had great success. But this formula of running backs is different.
Mm-hmm.
Aeneas isn't a 4-3 guy, but he's very versatile in the pass game and the run game. He can block a little bit. Keedron Young's more of a power back, not as fast as Jadarian, but he's a tough back to bring down. Nolan James is kind of a mix, kind of a question. What is his greatest strength? He looks the part. He looks every bit of a mix between all of them. And all three hasn't even played. which makes it a little, our receivers haven't really played. Not on a dependable level. Like Jaden Greathouse was dependable for the Penn State game. Micah Gilbert was dependable here and there before he got hurt. Jordan Faison was dependable, but he had 50 catches for about 300-400 yards. Our receiver room has a lot to prove. So does our running back room. At least we have more context clues on what we had with a Jadarian, with a Jeremiah Love. We have more context clues. We can kind of be like, okay, well, Jadarian's big and strong and fast, and Love is lightning quick and versatile and fast. So we can start there and go from there. Now we got a bunch of guys that hadn't played. The combined snaps in the running back room is under 100, I'm sure. Combined. And Aeneas got a big chunk of it. So if I'm Jawan Sider, it's like he almost has to play 3 just to see what he got. Just to see what he got.
I think Kedron is kind of forced their hand, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think Kedron has kind of changed things. Like, yo, to the point that Mike Denbrock is like, hey.
I don't know where, but he need to be in there. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
Yeah.
But he got to be in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Aeneas is still my favorite player on the team.
I told people I think Aeneas is so underrated, bro. I pointed out. So I played the clip yesterday with Mike Denbrock talking about the young players. I'll play it for you, love, so you can hear him talk about the young running backs, and then I want to juxtapose that to the faith that this staff had in Aeneas Williams as a true freshman. This is Mike Denbrock talking about the running back depth.
Running back room is another room that I think is got a lot of depth in it, and Aeneas I think is the leader from a standpoint of having experience and played in big games and kind of understands what it looks like. Kedron Young has really come on in the last week as well. Nolan James has looked incredible during camp, and all those guys can get out and play out in space and run and catch the football, which is exciting. And then the 2 young guys, are learning and growing. I mean, you hand them the ball and it looks fantastic, and then you ask them to pick up a blitz and it doesn't look so fantastic, but that's young players, right? And they'll continue to get better, and we'll continue to bring those guys along. But the depth in that room and the quality depth that's in that room is pretty exciting.
Why do you say that?
Hey, see, look, if that's facts, but that wasn't an issue with Aeneas, was it?
No,
because Aeneas was the third down back.
He was known for being a better blocker than the other 2.
Yes.
I mean, that's why he was in.
Yes.
That's what they talked about when they talked about Aeneas. Couldn't say he was the fastest, strongest, quickest. No, that was there. That was the other guy. But he's in there because he can block, catch a little bit. That was his strength. Kedron was deficient at blocking when he came in. Remember, he was talking about I'm learning how to do this and learning to block and because it was in high school, it was just give it to him and let him do his thing, which, he's the best athlete on the field. Why not? So there's, like he said, there's some strengths and weaknesses that are more apparent in this running back room that you got to kind of play mix and match with and situationally with. But, I mean, our running backs was playing kick return and third down, and, I mean, them boys are doing it all from a production standpoint offensively.
Yeah.
And in the special team game. So, is a running back going to be a kick return this year? Probably not. I don't know who's going to be our kick returners. Because, once again, who's real fast in the receiver room or the running back room? Jadarian was underrated from just his ability to be used in the kicking game and then getting in as a secondary back and taking off on people. Now, he couldn't catch, but he ain't going to have to worry about catching in Seattle. They going to hit him to rock.
Oh, man. Lucky Lefty podcast. So that is the offensive side of the ball. Tap in, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up, helps with the views. Social media, X, TikTok, Instagram at Lucky Lefty Pod. Believe Network for our audio podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, presented by FanDuel. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball, Left. Let's go back to front. Because we spent so much time recently talking about the defensive line. And the strength still might be that secondary. That secondary is crazy, bro.
It's crazy.
The secondary, you talked about it yesterday. The secondary and the depth is crazy. When you have somebody like Luke Talmadge,
and Jalen
Luke Talmadge would be a starter on 90
on Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
Start
Any
on
team,
Wisconsin.
Illinois. I'll take him to Illinois right now. Right now. Dude, when you have a Luke Tallis that's like a utility player for your defense, bro,
Yeah.
you can put him in the box. You can put him in the back end. It's
His special teams prowess is just so beneficial. Like,
all of it. All of it.
and I can see Joey O'Brien being sort of similar from a versatility standpoint, being an impact on special teams, being an impact in packages on defense and third down or blitz or sub or whatever, just because he has that body type, right? He's long, but he's fast. It's like a sneaky fast, like a Kyle Hamilton kind of fast. Like Kyle Hamilton's not actually fast, but he's football fast. Like that Florida State game where he went one side and went the other, but he ran a 4.5, 4.6. So you gotta watch game film to see how Kyle Hamilton
4.5 with that stride is different.
is. It's what I'm saying. Tyler got the same kind of speed. It's like he got a stride, but he's moving. But it's not gonna be on the clock where you're like, "Ooh, he was light." Nah, but in the game, he gonna get you. Or he gonna get there, you know. It's one of those things. So that's how I feel about Joey. Like I can't look at him and be like, oh, he's fast. But I can say, okay, he can get there, he can do some different things. He can, he's an athlete in a lot of aspects, but that's what you're dealing with guys like that. And then you do have your Christian Gray's kind of same thing. Christian Gray's not fast, but like you said, the ball finds Christian Gray. Where you're like, oh, okay, he's making play. He can't catch. He got to get with Jean-Marie, working with them linebackers in them hands. Because that's his specialty right now. He came in riding that horse, and them boys got to catch the ball. But overall, I do think that what a job for Aaron Henry to be able to manage all of that. There's not too many lacking pieces or developmental pieces where you can be like, okay, he's got a year to wait. He's got a year to kind of figure it out. Hope he gets better during the year. We got a lot of guys that you like day one, they go out there and do the dang thing. I don't know if we can keep this dog on the leash for forever. I don't know if we can hold him back for half the season till he develops. We got guys that go out there right now. That's how Tay got out there. So much so to where guys that we really liked transferred. Jadon Blair, who we liked.
Yeah.
But Tay just around. I mean, it's a crazy situation for that secondary because as good as everybody is, Leonard has the spot locked down. That's how special Leonard is. We don't even talk about it much. He's got a spot locked down in a room full of super talented guys.
He's a dude in the room full of dudes.
He's a dude, and he's a dude's dude.
Yes,
he's a dude's dude. Corner.
Yes.
So that's special because we got a bunch of good corners and good secondary, but they all favorite Leonard.
And they all know. They all know. That's the crazy thing. They all know. They all think they're good, know they're good, but when he walks in, it's like
that's the guy.
That's the guy.
He's the lead dog of the pack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite corner. And everybody like you. You're like, dang. So that's how special it is. Because we love Adon, we love Tay, we love DJ McKinney, we love Jalen and Dallas Golden, Christian, but we know Leonard's the guy.
Do football players do this in basketball? I used to look, when we used to have when we would run 3-man weave. I used to like to run 3-man weave with my boys. So when we would come around, we would look, and I would let somebody get in front of me. Go ahead and get in front of me so I can run with my guys. And I wonder if people are like in the rotation looking like, where's Leonard at? Because I don't want to take this one. I don't want to take this one-on-one with him. Like, go ahead. You can get in front of me.
No, they probably sending the young boys up there. Hey, go up there. Try your luck. Try your look. I just don't want to deal with that today.
Right.
Hey, cause think about it. They had Ben Morrison on one side doing it. Remember Ben Morrison, one practice, they put a fighting Irish media that put too many clips of Ben getting cooked. He said, wait a minute. That's what y'all want to do? Okay, see if y'all get some clips tomorrow. And was locking down. He had to
He
shut
did
all
do
that up.
that.
He said,
He was mad.
I was trying.
He was like, "Oh, y'all putting out these clips like
I gonna
this,
put out them clips, huh? Okay, let's see
make
if
it
we get some
seem
clips.
like we getting
Yeah.
toasted, huh?"
No,
Okay.
we ain't doing that. I want you, and you come back up here tomorrow, and we can figure this out.
I'm
Then
gonna
I
shut
then
all
put
this
them
down.
clips out.
Ain't no clips today.
Yeah, ain't no, he ain't do it. And make sure you put it out there too, just to
Right.
So and Leonard just shows up, and I mean, he has as much hype as the quarterback. Well deserved. Probably more earned than the quarterback.
Let's go to your linebackers left. You talked about Drake Bowen being important. Talk about this linebacker group, floor, ceiling.
Oh man, the ceiling. I mean, what's the best linebacker award group? What's the you got the Joe Moore Award.
You got
Is there a
buckets.
group linebacker? Not a bucket is an
Not a
individual.
group. No, not a group linebacker. No.
If there was a group award, that's the ceiling for our linebacker group. Like the starting 3 or 4 linebackers as a group, the ceiling would be they would get the award for the best linebacker group in the country. And I think they're halfway there now just on attrition. They got the most games played together than anybody I can think of, especially with all the transfers and shifting and moving and this and that. All those guys have played over 10, 12 games together. That's a special thing, especially at a linebacker's perspective, because they all know each other. It's like you play them country teams that they got nothing but that one sport, and they play 4th grade all the way up through high school together. They hard to beat, even though they may not be the biggest, strongest, tallest, fastest, but they played together for so long. It's a hard team to just make go away because they just know each other. They know what they're good at, not good at, communicate together, move as one. That's our linebacker group now. And you got Marcus Freeman, the head of the Dragon, that's just watching over and making sure things is right and adding his experience and expectation to it. That's his babies. If nothing else, you can expect the linebackers to be solid under Marcus Freeman. And now we adding the touches and the spoiler kit to it, put the hands on them boys. I know KVA can't catch. I know Drake can't catch. I know them boys hurting in the catching department. But all them boys can hit, shed blocks, run downhill, make tackles. I mean, they from a linebacker's perspective, yeah. But they had to do some DB drills this camp, getting ready. I want to see it because that would just make their game over the top. I know Jalen Sneed can't catch. He looked like he can't catch.
Why you cover that Sneed, bro?
Sneed looked like he can't catch though. It's like some guy like Justin Flo from UNLV, that crazy linebacker. He looked like he can't catch. So I think but the floor for our linebackers, I think the floor is them being the 3rd best unit on the defense. Only to be surpassed by the D-lines just over the top jump that they'll make going into this next year.
Let's get to the D-line, bro. The floor and ceiling. The ceiling is
the best unit on the defense. The ceiling is 4 All-Americans in the starting lineup.
The ceiling is Boubacar and Bryce getting drafted 1st, 2nd round next year.
Absolutely.
That's ceiling. Yeah. Interior.
So,
We haven't had an interior guy get drafted in the first or second round since
since
Jerry.
who?
I think Jerry
Oh,
Tillery.
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry was the first round.
Yeah.
Last pick of the first round was Jerry.
I'm trying to think. Foskey didn't go first too, did he?
He went did he go
I
second
thought he
round?
went third. Did
Yeah, I think he
Foskey go
went
second
third.
round?
No, he dropped. Remember, he dropped.
No, he was round 2, 40th pick.
Okay, yeah,
Foskey.
he
So it was
dropped
Foskey.
from a first rounder. That's
But
what
he
it
was, but that's edge. We said interior. Yeah. Foskey was second round, 40th pick overall.
pretty good.
Yeah, man. He's up in Cincinnati with Al Golden right now. Yeah. Yeah. Lucky Lefty podcast. So now let's do on the way out, let's get some players. Aeneas Williams. What is Aeneas Williams' floor and ceiling?
He's just a quasi running back to me. I don't think he's a burner. I don't think he's the toughest in between the tackle back. But he is coincidentally one of CJ's favorite targets. CJ finds Aeneas Williams. That's what he does. So his ceiling would just be a all-around, all-purpose back where he may not get as many yards as Jadarian or Jeremiah Love, but all-purpose, when you include the pass catching, I think he can be more effective than both of those guys in the pass game. So when you combine both of those yards together, it's got qualities of a Jadarian and Jeremiah Love numbers-wise, but it's going to be combined with passing and catching.
I think he could be a better version of Kyron Williams at Notre Dame.
See, don't do that because Kyron's still
No.
balling. Kyron's still balling.
First of all, I think he's more athletic than Kyron. I think he's
okay. I can say that. I think you can say that.
I think he's
He can
more
run routes
athletic than
better than
Kyron. And I think he's just as gifted catching the ball out the backfield,
Yep.
blocking.
We know blocking. Yeah,
He can do everything. He can do everything. I think he can be a better version of Kyron Williams. Now, Kyron Williams was a bell cow, workhorse.
Yeah, we haven't given the ball that much to a running back since Kyron.
Man, he was a workhorse.
And we wasn't that strong offensively at that time.
And we don't forget, Kyron's biggest year was 1,100 yards, bro. Wasn't like he went crazy. It was 1,100 yards. Aeneas can do that. I think Aeneas can eclipse that.
Combined running and passing and pass catching.
No, I think he can eclipse 1,100 yards rushing.
I mean, I don't think
in 16 games.
It'll be hard considering we're gonna use 3 people, most likely.
Yeah.
I just think we'll use 3 guys. I'm just,
Yeah. I know you love this guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you give me the floor ceiling for Boubacar Traore. You have so much faith in Boubacar, bro, that this is his year. You think I've been a little bit too critical?
I mean, in comparison to Colin Simmons,
yeah, I mean, I thought you were being a little bit disrespectful. It's my personal opinion.
Nah, Colin Simmons is nice for sure. But can Boubacar stay healthy? Probably my biggest question for him. Can he stay healthy? And can Boubacar be that dude? And I don't think there's any excuses for it now because you got the coach to help you get to that level. Like you said, a Larry Johnson type figure.
Mm-hmm.
But can Boubacar really cross the Rubicon and be a dude where defenses are like, oh, shoot, You know, we got a double block, chip block,
Yeah.
run away from.
Yeah.
We got to know where he's at on the field on third down. Can he gain that respect this year? Because Fauci, as good as he was, didn't have that respect. I don't think teams were like worried about where Fauci was. It was kind of like they acknowledged him being good, but it was like, okay, well, we can run our offense. Can Boubacar be an offensive destructive player? We know he can catch the ball a little bit. We know he got some athleticism. We know he can do everything pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
But can Boubacar be that? Oh man, where's 5? Sheesh, it's a long day for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't even have that in general last year. What do you say, Riley Mills? I think Riley Mills is better at the Seahawks.
Oh,
he's
he's been fantastic in the pros. He was coming off injury going into the pros.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But no, Riley Mills right before he got hurt was almost unstoppable.
Okay.
Riley Mills, the level he was playing at. Look, dude, he destroyed the Indiana offensive line on the play that he got hurt.
True. I think Julian was a more memorable player than I just don't remember Fauci being that memorable. You know, outside, especially when you think of what he did and his numbers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Julian more for, plays and moments and stuff like that. But yeah,
they got Riley Mills in the 5th round, bro.
I know, right? A steal. I think it's because he was coming off the injury, though.
Probably.
But can Boubacar be that dude? And we've been waiting for a dude on the D line since Tuitt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Tuitt was a dude, a guy.
Facts.
We haven't had a Tuitt or even a Sheldon in some regards. Sheldon was a man. He just wasn't as big, but Jerry was a very talented guy.
Right.
Jerry wasn't necessarily like a dude. Like Jerry had all the physical size and strength, and when he wanted to, he could. But every game dude, now that's not, you can't just find that off a tree or nothing. You gotta want to be that level of player.
Mm-hmm.
If Boubacar do that for this team, because we, in my opinion, with all these good D linemen, one of them's got to be a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm about to put you on the spot right now. You don't have to be PC. Give me the floor and ceiling for Jordan Faison. I'm put you on the spot right now. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. I can't wait to hear this one.
Faison's ceiling is definitely under 1,000 yards. I'm just going to say that. I don't think he's a 1,000-yard receiver. I just don't think it's in his talent wheel, his Batman utility belt to have 1,000 yards in him. I'm
gonna package this up and send it to Mike Brown.
I don't. It's not a diss. It's the truth. I think he's very serviceable and reliable, which that finds the football a lot from a quarterback's perspective.
That's what Al Aquino says. 750.
He's not a 1,000-yard guy. We don't run enough plays for him to be a 1,000-yard guy. We run enough screens and comebacks and little catches and dinks and dunks, and that's his game, which is fine. But that's not going to get you to 1,000 yards. The floor is to have a similar season to last year. Just 600-700. You in the mix. You in on third down. But you're not highlight reeling anything necessarily. Do you remember any highlights from Jordan Faison? You just remember him being a good receiver. You look at the stat sheet. Oh, he had about 8 catches, about 68 yards. Oh, that's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're not gonna look at the stat sheet and be like, "Oh shoot, 3 touchdowns, 150 yards." That's not Jordan. That's Jeremiah Smith. That's Mylan Graham potentially. Jaden Greathouse. I would hope Jalen Greathouse had 8 catches, about 124. He's done it before. Now, can he do it again and again and again? To be seen.
Last but not least, Adon Schuler, who, in my opinion, has had opportunities to make some game-wrecking play. I remember seeing him create that forced fumble against Georgia when they were in the first half.
He's just he's not gonna be the Xavier Watts impact on the team. But he's the captain. He's the dude. He's the guy where he's gonna set the front, set everybody right, know what's coming, call it out, be where he's supposed to be consistent, be good at it. But Tay is the star. See the difference? Tay is the star. Adon is I wouldn't even say the Robin to the Batman, but he's that sidekick. Like it's Iron Man, and then it's the Falcon dude.
Mm-hmm.
The black dude. What's the dang dude's name?
His real name, Anthony Mackie?
Anthony Mackie. Adon is Anthony Mackie. He's not Iron Man. He's not in the Avengers. But he's still a hero.
Technically in the Avengers.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You gotta put the technically. He ain't Thor. He ain't Iron Man. He ain't Captain America. He's the Falcon dude. He's in there. He ain't the Hulk. He ain't Captain America. He ain't,
He still can hold the shield though.
But he can hold the shield.
He still can hold the shield.
He get his own 30 minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna get his whole movie. He gonna get his 30-minute clip. He gonna be involved. He gonna be at the big fight scenes. But he ain't. And that's okay.
He was running for his life when that Red Hulk was coming after him. He was running for his life. He was running for his life.
But he was in the fight, though. He needed other people.
He was.
He needed other people to help. But he was in there. He just ain't taking the Red Hulk down. He ain't doing no one-on-one.
You're not gonna forget the way the Ant-Man whooped him on the roof of the Avengers.
Right. Yeah, it'd be stuff like that. It'd be like, you ain't doing that to Captain America. You ain't doing that to Thor. You ain't doing that to Hulk. You ain't doing that to Iron Man. You just not. But he's there. He's that. They losing the fight, and then he come fly in and help the day, and all of that. Like, bring him back.
He's Captain America's Robin.
Captain America. Captain America's Robin.
Yes.
Very much needed.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't the man. He ain't gonna do it himself. He ain't beating Thanos by himself. He ain't taking the Red Hulk down. He ain't getting the main girl. He gonna get the girls. He ain't getting the main girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is cool. There's a role for that. That's why he's been a 3-year starter, a captain. What's the black dude to Iron Man? In the Grace.
War Machine. Don Cheadle. Yeah.
Don Cheadle. He Don Cheadle. He ain't Tony Stark. But Don Cheadle come in, fly in, and say today he got the same suit on and all of that, but he ain't Tony Stark. And that's fine, because we need both to make the movie happen.
Yeah, you need Don Cheadle to hide all the stuff that Tony was doing.
Right.
Yeah. Kept everything sealed and top secret, for sure.
Because when Tony Stark needed a reference or needed an extra idea, that's where War Machine came in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll help you do this. We'll mastermind this together, whatever. And that's good, because that's a good place to be on a team that's so talented, because you got your role carved out. He know his place on the team. Like, okay, I can do this. I can do, all of that. But some guys just have traits that's just like too good. Like Leonard, he got traits that are just okay. You're Captain America. We get that. You're Iron Man. When it's time to look for the highlight of the day, we remember your pick against Boise State. Remember your pick. You just memorable to people.
Yeah, I was thinking about it today. I think it was interesting when I heard this. I think Brian Driscoll brought it up. He brought up the chances that Notre Dame could literally have 4 first-round picks this year.
I said we would have 4 top 5 picks this year.
Huh? How you gonna have 4 top 5 picks, bro?
Yeah, CJ go second pick, Leonard go third.
First of all, it's impossible because the 3 quarterbacks are going 1, 2, 3.
Who? 3 teams not need a quarterback.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. The Browns are taking a quarterback for sure.
They'll be okay. They're not gonna be a top 3 draft pick.
Oh, the Browns?
Unless they're tanking.
They have 2. You do know they have 2 first-round picks.
They have to not top 5.
Notre Dame is not getting 4 top 5 picks. Bro, you say some of the wildest stuff.
That's not wild. CJ Carr's a top 5 pick. Is CJ Carr a top 5 pick? Potentially.
Yes.
Is Leonard Moore a top 5 pick? Potentially. The way they talking about Leonard, he's definitely top 5.
See, I think about this. Potentially, yes.
Okay.
I got Jeremiah Smith in the 3 quarterbacks. That's 4 of the slots. That's 4 of the slots right there.
They're not taking 1, 2,
That's 4 of the slots. Jeremiah's going top 5. Dante, CJ, and Arch. What are you talking? Arch is definitely going top 5.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Arch is in there. Okay, Arch is already slated.
He already slated.
1 of the 5. He's
Absolutely.
It's nothing you can do about that. Let's see. It's so already ingrained. I wouldn't even think about Arch. I'm like, oh yeah, Arch is already.
That's why I said the top 3 quarterbacks are top 5. Like, there's only 2 slots left. Look, at the most, they can only get 3 in the top 5.
I mean, you never know. They made jerk more around. They made jerk CJ around. I don't know. I mean, CJ's in there. I think you can lock CJ in there.
Yeah, you got 3 in the top 10. 3 in the top 10.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, 3 in the top 10 for sure.
I see 3 in the top 10. I think KVA can sneak it to the top 10. So 3 in the top 10.
What is KVA is not Jalen Smith though. I'm trying to figure out where this
scouts
KVA thing is.
Scouts love the dude.
They do love KVA. I personally think he's good, but they've been talking about him for a good minute, and I just I don't think he's better than Drake, and Drake's not a top 10 pick.
I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not about to back you up on that.
I think Drake is what?
Drake.
Second, third rounder.
Drake can play. He can play himself into a day 2. Drake can play himself into a third round. Yeah.
Third round guy.
Yeah.
Like late second, early third round guy.
Yeah,
for sure. Like, and that's his ceiling. Like, I don't think he can ever cross over to a first round pick. But his ceiling, he can be a late second, early third.
I think solid 3.
Yeah,
he would have to have a heck of a season. If he has a heck of a season,
he still wouldn't be high second. He probably gonna run about a 4.6, 4.7.
He's probably about a 4.6.
He don't got no first round intangibles where you're like, ooh.
Which KB has because he rushes the passer.
Oh my God. That's the question. What is KVA's first round ability?
What's his position? Is he going to be a wheel linebacker? I don't think he's a middle linebacker. That's my opinion. I think he's an outside. He's an outside linebacker. He's perfect for a 3-4. A 3-4 team that can allow him to rush off the edge and be in space and use his athleticism is, in my opinion, perfect.
Yeah, Leofold went third. That blew me to the Cowboys. That's
Right.
that. Yeah, hey, so I think KVA is better than Leofold. I think
And
Drake's
where
better
did
than hell. JD Bertrand went what, fourth, fifth,
JD went?
fourth, fifth. One of
Because
them two.
JD's in Miami, right?
Oh, he's in Atlanta.
No, he's in Atlanta.
They like
JD
JD
went
Bertrand over
fifth.
there.
He went fifth round.
Yeah,
JD went
I
fifth
think
round.
Drake is better than both of them. That's why I said low second, early third.
Kaiser went what? Around the same time?
Kaiser, who?
He went to your boys. He went to Jacksonville. He actually went higher than
Jack
JD.
Kaiser.
Jack Kaiser went the fourth.
Yeah, Jack, because that's Iron Man right there.
Well, Jack is faster than JD.
Yeah,
He's a
JD,
better athlete.
JD, he's smart. He's a little stiff, but he's a good linebacker.
Yeah, Jaden Osbury gets drafted. Heck yeah, he gets drafted.
He'd be about fifth, sixth round.
All of the linebackers. Jalen Snead gets drafted.
Jalen got the most talent next to KVA,
Probably.
but he about 6 years in.
But he has, well, once again, Jalen has pass rush value because he's done it.
Right. I mean, he came in doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great show, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Tap in on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up right now before you go. Hit it for us. Helps us with the views, comments, questions. Leave them. We respond to all at Lucky Lefty Pod, X, TikTok, Instagram. And then go tap in on the audio side, especially the lineup that left, the lineup of gentlemen that will be joining you for the post-game show, Left.
Shaping up.
Tony Jones Jr., Miles Boykin, Cam McDaniel, Matthias Farley. Players only post game right here, right after each and every game. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Chat, as always, you've been fantastic. Continue to tap in with us. Apple Podcast, Spotify. We're presented by FanDuel. So for Left, SD2 Mics, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. And Saturday show, Left?
Yep.
Saturday show. Look forward to go ahead and really previewing the entire season before we get the game week, baby. I can't believe it's here, bro.
It's here.
It's
Finally.
here. It's almost here. Enjoy
Enough
your
for
evening.
the tap. Get to play on the field now.
But most of all, make sure you continue to do what?
Spin it different.